Stewardship with SNB. It's probing.
You want to kill, you want to bury. What is it all about?
Beckoning on you occupying that public office to give account of your stewardship.
To be that quiet, he's the executive governor of this state and he's the leader and head of our party.
Politics on the menu.
I don't know what will happen. The governor leads, whatever directive he brings, I will follow.
What about the surprises?
Action that I've accepted to follow will be taken for my witness. I will surprise them.
Watch Stewardship at 12:30 p.m. on weekdays. Stewardship with SNB, a new trajectory to broadcast journalism. Join us.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us on the program Stewardship with SNB, live from the studios of RTV Port Harcourt. This program can only be watched on GoTV channel 142. Our terrestrial line has some challenges. Our engineers are working around the clock to restore us back to our terrestrial line. But for now, we're on our cable channel, channel 142 on GoTV, and you can watch us. Of course, you can also connect to the studio via a telephone line that will be displayed on your TV set as the conversation progresses. So today we're going to talk about the newly reopened Port Harcourt refinery. There are mixed reactions surrounding it. And then it goes this way: the operational capacity of the newly rehabilitated Port Harcourt refinery came under serious scrutiny following claims that petroleum products loaded from the facility were not newly refined, but products stored in storage tank of the facility in the last 3 years. You can imagine that. So the doubts may not be unconnected with the several failed deadlines for the commencement of the operations at the plant. These are some of the things that are creating doubt. And so today we're going to dwell so much on the Port Harcourt refinery and of course its operations and whether or not it's working or not. So today I'm joined by no other persons than Comrade TEKENA IKPAKI. He is the chairman of IPMAN. IPMAN stands for Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, Revisited Chapter. Comrade IKPAKI, welcome to our program.
Thank you for having me.
Also within the studio is Secretary of IPMAN, Comrade KELECHI Okeke. Comrade Okeke, welcome to our program. Okereke, I see. All right. Welcome to our program.
Thank you for having me.
All right, gentlemen, both of you are steering the ship. I mean, the process of buying and selling of products from the refinery. I want you to give us an on-the-spot assessment of what you know. What exactly is happening at the Port Harcourt refinery? Are they refining crude oil or they are blending? Comrade IKPAKI, your chairman.
Talking about blending. Blending could also be a part of the refinery's process because along the lines of refining, you'd get different products. Yeah, different products come out at different heated centigrades of heat. And different
I heard blending with what they call naphtha. It's a hydrocarbon mixture.
Yes, I'm coming.
Okay.
So what I'm simply saying is, in the nutshell, from cracking the crude, you can get the naphtha.
Okay.
You can get every other product that could serve as a direct product or a byproduct. So blending is simply bringing product A, which is not a finished product, and bringing product B together, making the both of them a product.
Okay.
That is what simply the process of blending means. So I think it's still part of the process of refining.
So proper refining hasn't taken place. What do you know?
Of course, they are refining because we saw the fire. They may not refine at the required capacity, but when people talk about blending, why are we even bothered about blending? If we have the product to...
Is it a crime?
I don't see any crime in it. I do not see any candidate because yes, it's like I said, some products are very close to each other, like the TPK and the AGO. The difference between them is very slim. And the ATK, the TPK and the ATK, the difference between them is very narrow. So there are situations where, depending on the degree of the heat, you can use one.
Monkeypox or mpox is an infectious disease caused by the monkeypox virus. It can cause a painful rash, enlarged lymph nodes, fever, headache, muscle ache, back pain, and low energy.
Mpox spreads from an infected person to an uninfected person through skin-to-skin contact, kissing, sex, and contact with body fluids, including saliva.
Monkeypox can also be transmitted by sharing sharp objects and also from a mother to a child during pregnancies and childbirth. It can also be transmitted by sharing clothes with an infected person.
Monkeypox can also be transmitted from an infected animal to humans. Contracting monkeypox during pregnancy can be dangerous to the fetus or unborn infant and can lead to pregnancy loss, stillbirth, death of the newborn, and complications for the mother.
Now, common symptoms of Mpox are rashes, fever, sore throat, headache, muscle ache, back pain, low energy, and swollen limb.
Children, people with low immune system, men having sex with men, and those with multiple sex partners, including close family friends that are infected.
Remember, monkeypox has no cure, but is preventable. So if you or any member of your household observes any of the symptoms mentioned above, please go to the nearest hospital.
This message is from the Rivers State Ministry of Health.
Well, if you have just joined us, the program is Stewardship with SNB, live from the studios of RSTV in Port Harcourt. I earlier told us that you can always connect to RSTV via our GoTV channel 142, and our terrestrial lines are temporarily out of coverage. In due time, we'll do well to bring you back on stream on our terrestrial line. So, Comrade Okereke, you are the Secretary of IPMAN. Tell us what exactly is happening, because there are mixed reactions as to whether there is refining going on or there is just blending at the Port Harcourt refinery.
Well, as far as we are concerned, the Port Harcourt refinery is working and is operational. So So refining process is going on, and the products are there. So that is what is going on currently at the Port Harcourt refinery. The refining process is going on.
So what does it talk about blending?
Well, like my chairman said earlier, blending is part of the refining process. When we talk about blending, it's bringing two unfinished products together to get a finished product. And the engineers at the refinery, the chemical engineers, they know what products and what products should come together before we can get maybe either a PMS or an AGO or DPK as it is.
Naphtha plays a key role in the blending process.
The blending process,
hydrocarbon mixture.
It depends on the particular products you want to produce, get at the end of the day. If you are talking about naphtha, it means you are looking at getting a PMS.
Okay.
Yes. Now, for you to get AGO, DPK, and some other varieties, there are other of the distillation process that you still need to undergo, and all these things happen right inside the furnace of the refinery. So I don't know why somebody will be talking about blending as if it's a different process outside the refining process. So that is.
Comrade IKPAKI, is loading still going on?
Yes, loading is going on.
Because you can best tell us, you are the chairman of IPMAN, and IPMAN buys and sells. Yes. You load the product from the loading bay at the refinery. So tell us, is it actually taking place?
Yes, loading is going on, not though at the expected capacity.
Okay.
But loading is still going on.
Yes, so what is the capacity of the loading bay, and how many trucks can load a day?
Well, the refinery has the capacity, excuse me, at optimal operation has a capacity of loading over 200 trucks per day.
Per day?
Yes.
So what are we seeing today? Over 200 trucks per day? So
yes, at optimal capacity, at optimal operation, yes. Has a capacity of loading over 200 trucks per day, yes.
But at present, how many trucks actually load, as you like?
Like I said, we cannot be here to say, okay, this is the number of trucks that are. It's not consistent. The first day, on the day of the commission, we witnessed about 6 trucks loaded. Before, we wouldn't spend the whole day there. After the commissioning processes, everybody left for their various homes, but 6 trucks were witnessed and was loaded. And by the next day, epileptically 2 trucks were loaded. By the 3rd day we were there, they had some issues of calibration, which we saw the instrument they brought for calibration and all that. They were serious. We engaged one of the heads in that department, and he told us that they had overloading problems, as in trucks were being overloaded, coming from irregular calibration. So they were carrying out calibration processes and all this.
All right, Comrade Okereke, you are aware that the Port Harcourt refinery is situated in a host community, Alessa. You're aware of that?
Yes. Okay.
Now, the secretary of the Alessa Community Stakeholders Forum, one Timothy Mbere, you may have heard about his name. I don't know if you know him. He's the secretary of the Alessa Community Stakeholders Committee. And he alleged that the 60,000 barrels per day capacity facility is yet to become operational, and that only 6 trucks were loaded on that day of the ceremony. And here we are talking about the Port Harcourt refinery is working, is refining, trucks are loading and all of that. How true is that statement, contrary to what NNPCL said?
Okay, I don't know, talking about...
This is the host committee talking.
Talking about said Mr. Mbere, I wouldn't know from the source he gathered his information from your...
He's a member of the host committee.
He's a member of the host committee, but is he a staff of the Port Harcourt Refinery Company? I think when we...
He's an industry player. He claims to be an industry player. We have interviewed him before.
Well, anyway, we at IPMAN, we don't have that information. All we know that the refinery started operation And we believe that to be true because right in our very eyes, trucks we are coming in to key in for loading, and they loaded and they were dispersed. So this has not happened for over 5 years or more before now. So for somebody to now come and say that it's not true, I wouldn't know from which source he gathered his information from. I believe if you go there today, the refinery, the depot is loading even as we are talking. So I wouldn't know from where Mr. Gbere got his information. I can't stand on such information because I cannot prove it.
There are conflicting truths, Comrade IKPAKI. Truth is being conflicted here. Conflicting truth about who is actually loading. Because initially we heard that the Port Harcourt refinery is only allowing NNPCL trucks to load. You are in charge of IPMAN, who are supposed to be loading from the loading bay. Who is actually loading from the Port Harcourt refinery?
Well,
is it NNPC trucks
or
IPMAN trucks?
They started off with their trucks.
And it fizzled away.
Their trucks and with a few of the major marketers trucks too. That's what they started off with. The place has been moribund for a very long time. And now that they have come to kickstart it again, it cannot be rosy as we expect. So I think it is for us to give them our support and to be patient with them for everything to come back to get realigned. Yes.
So how long does it take to load one truck at the loading bay?
It takes about 40-45 minutes to load the truck.
40-45 minutes?
Yes.
So if there are about 100 trucks parked, it may take more than 7 days?
No. There are different days, arms.
They have up to 18 loading arms.
Oh, really?
Now, of those 18 loading arms, about 9 is designated for PMS loading. So with those number of loading arms, they can actually load more. It's not one and everybody will kill that one. No, they spread it and they are all working simultaneously. They don't wait, they work together. So that is the way it is.
Okay, we understand that there are 2 refineries in that location. One was built sometime around in 1965 and the other was sometime around in 1989 or so, thereabout. 2 refineries, and is the older one that is now being rehabilitated. Am I correct? Okay, so what is the volume of PMS produced daily by the old refinery? Comrade IKPAKI.
The volume of PMS we cannot say right now, but the expected volume is somewhere around the 60,000 barrels proposed barrels
per day.
Yes, per day. Like we said, she has not started working optimally. There were statements made where she's operating at a 70% operational level, which may be true and may not.
We'll come back to that 70% later in the conversation.
So, and I think that also has a great impact on the volume to be produced per day. You understand? So that is just where we are right now. Like we said, even to us, they can say they are at 100% production level, but from our own fiscal point of view, they are not yet there yet. But they are still striving to get optimal production.
So, Comrade Okereke, as Secretary of IPMAN, what is the loading cost of PMS at the refinery, as you know?
As it stands today, with the coming of Dangote refinery, the price in recent times have not been stable. At present, the NNPC price and the Port Harcourt refinery depot is 8,020 naira ex-depot price. Yes, 8,020 naira at the depot.
Okay, depot price, 8,020 naira. Okay, that's what IPMAN buys.
Yes.
Another,
from the NNPC. From the NNPC.
from the NNPC. Okay, IPMAN buys from the NNPC.
IPMAN buys from every available tank farm owner that has.
But you do not load directly from the refinery, do you?
We do before now.
But now you can only buy from NNPC.
Now we buy and we can load from NNPC. What happens before now, before the coming of the refinery, they take some of their product to these private tank farm facilities. And then when we make payments to the NNPC, they channel our loading to those private tank facilities where they have products designated for Port Harcourt Refinery Depot. So that is how it has been before now. But present, diesel. If one makes payment now, you can load from the Port Harcourt Refinery Depot at 1,020 naira per liter.
Okay. So, Comrade back to you. Why is there no significant reduction of pump price of PMS in River State, if indeed the Port Harcourt Refinery has come upstream, as against what the NNPC and the federal government is saying, that they are at 70% stored capacity? Yeah.
Well,
why has it not affected price?
There is, when you talk about reduction of price, it may not be a steep reduction. It may just take time gradually. At this material point in time, from when the commission took place to this moment, there has been a drastic reduction. Yes.
But it's not noticeable.
And that's why I said
the public should feel it.
It may not be steep.
Not the elites. The public should feel it.
It's a gentle slope. It's going. Yes, you know, it's like a scenario where a lot of problems are being caused, and now you're trying to control the damage. It takes time. That's what's happening.
Comrade Okereke, I want to add something to what the chairman said.
There have been quite considerable amount of reduction in price, because between the time the refinery was commissioned and now, over 20 naira have been
taken out.
25 naira has been reduced from the price of the product. And if you go to the filling stations now, you can also see that reflection, even though we are still craving for more reductions, because we still have to compare the NNPC price with the prices of other private tank farm owners, perhaps those who also import product directly. So if you go to the filling stations, you can see that from at about 1,110, 100, it is now 1,000 below 100 naira in most filling stations, which shows that the marketers are also complying with the price shift downwards.
Okay, we've been talking about the mixed reactions that has trailed the newly rehabilitated Port Harcourt Refinery, and I have guests here in the studio. Comrade TEKENA IKPAKI is the chairman of IPMAN, River State, and of course, Comrade Kelechi Okereke is also the secretary of IPMAN. We'll just take a short break, and when we return, we'll talk more about how the refinery is faring. Don't go away.
The manager safety, please. Manager HSC, please come and have the safety, please. Good afternoon, everybody. Start on the existing protocol. For safety HSC this afternoon, we can see what is going on. All we need to do is to have more safety precautions. If you go near
the resumption of work at the refinery located in Eleme local government area of Rivers State elicited joy and relief for many people. But doubt crept in, replacing the feeling of excitement later on when claims that it was all a fluke began to filter in. To convince the public of the truth, the NNPCL grants access to the plant to show evidence of production. Officials displayed samples of kerosene, diesel and gasoline oil are
Please, the manager safety, please. Manager HSC, please come and have the safety, please. Good afternoon, everybody. Stand on the safety protocol. For safety HSC this afternoon, we can see what is going on. All we need to do is to have more safety precautions. If you go near
Monkeypox or Mpox is an infectious disease caused by the monkeypox virus. It can cause a painful rash, enlarged lymph nodes, fever, headache, muscle ache, back pain, and low energy.
Mpox spreads from an infected person to an uninfected person through skin-to-skin contact, kissing, sex, and contact with body fluids, including saliva.
Monkeypox can also be transmitted by sharing sharp objects and also from a mother to a child during pregnancies and childbirth. It can also be transmitted by sharing clothes with an infected person.
Monkeypox can also be transmitted from an infected animal to humans. Contracting monkeypox during pregnancy can be dangerous to the fetus or unborn infant and can lead to pregnancy loss, stillbirth, death of the newborn, and complications for the mother.
Now, common symptoms of Mpox are rashes, fever, sore throat, headache, muscle ache, back pain, low energy, and swollen limb.
Children, people with low immune system, men having sex with men, and those with multiple sex partners, including close family friends that are infected.
Remember, monkeypox has no cure but is preventable. So if you or any member of your household observes any of the symptoms mentioned above, please go to the nearest hospital.
This message is from the Rivers State Ministry of Health.
You're welcome back. In case you're just joining us, the program is Stewardship with SNB, and we are always on GoTV channel 142, pending when our terrestrial lines will be restored back to you to follow us. But for now, you can always watch RSTV on GoTV channel 142. And on this segment of the program, we would like to take your calls. Let's have the telephone line displayed on our TV set so the viewer can follow the program and then make their comments if they like. My guests haven't changed. Comrade TEKENA IKPAKI is the chairman of IPMAN River State, and Comrade KELECHI OKEREKE is the secretary of IPMAN, both of them manning affairs at the River State office. Gentlemen, welcome again on the second segment. All right, this question is directed at you, Comrade IKPAKI. How has the coming on stream of the refinery impacted on the river's economy, as you know?
It has impacted positively. Most definitely, you and I know that as the refinery kicks off and in full capacity, it will bring about more employment opportunities, both directly and indirectly. It will also enhance, services. Yes, services around the Port Harcourt environs. And at the same time, the availability of product. You can remember from just in retrospect, a few months back, you see scarcity here and there, people hustling for the product here and there and all that. People go to park their cars in overnight at the stations and all. You can see that all of those problems are eating of the past. So it has impacted.
Yeah, talking about creating employment and all of that, the lesser community, the host community, through its spokesman, Timothy Mbere, had complained that the Port Harcourt refinery, management of Port Harcourt refinery did not consult the community or the host community, did not also consider them in their scheme of things. So how is it creating employment for the people, the immediate host community? Because you need to find out who this Mbere is. Timothy Mbere is the secretary of the stakeholders committee over Lesser.
If I may say something there, I think we should also try to hear from other members of the Alessa community, not just hearing from Timothy. The Alessa community is a very large place.
Then everybody will not talk. It's the stakeholders, the major stakeholders like him.
I know that they have the youth body. This stakeholders forum, the youth body is not part of it. They also have the Alessa leadership forum. I've forgotten what they call it now. So it's when we hear the same statement from these various stakeholders that we can actually confirm the report coming from Mr. Mbere. For now, like I said earlier, it cannot be substantiated because with my experience, Alessa community is one community that you cannot pocket. Yes. So if anything like that is going on and they are not part of it, they will always cry out. They will always make their voice to be heard.
As in this case.
Yes. So I wouldn't substantiate that. That is my thing.
All right. To connect to the studio, let's have the telephone line displayed on the TV screen to enable our viewer take advantage of it and call us. Telephone line, please. Let's have it on our TV. Okay, that's it. So you can take advantage of the telephone line and call us and have your say on what's really happening around the Port Harcourt refinery that was newly rehabilitated. There are mixed reactions as to whether the plant there is refining or it is blending. So talking about blending, IKPAKI, some say that the Port Harcourt refinery should rather be renamed Port Harcourt Blender, because the story broke out that they are only doing blending. Like I told you, naphtha is a hydrocarbon mixture, oil mixture, with which they blended the remnant in the old refinery, remnant about 3 years ago, remaining in the tank there, the storage tank there about 3 years ago. So the public felt deceived, and the community also felt deceived. So they were only doing blending. So some are of the opinion that the Port Harcourt refinery should be renamed Port Harcourt Blender. What's your take on that?
Well, if you ask me, that is not a valid statement. And yeah, I mean, whoever that is insinuating that the Port Harcourt refinery should
be renamed
the Port Harcourt Blender should debunk that idea. Yes,
okay, so let's hear from Commander Okereke.
The Port
Harcourt Blender, not
refinery is a national asset. So if it has to be renamed, it also has to go a whole lot of process, including legislation. So somebody cannot just wake up one day and then begin to give it a different name.
When they import the PMS that we've been using prior to this time into the country before the emergence of Dangote and their likes, yes. What have they been doing out there?
They buy our crude and refine it over there.
Great. But yet, you would be able to deduce a statement from amongst several other statements that they go to Malta and blend the product.
Did you say the blend there?
Of course.
What we heard is refine.
Okay. So
okay, they are all components of refining, blending and all that. You know. But what actually got the people angry and doubt what was going on was that KELECHI, the GMD, has about 1 or 2 months to retire, and he wanted things to happen in his name. And so he hurriedly, organized his blenders, so to speak, and they blended with the old stock in the storage tank and deceived the people. That's what Nigerians are saying, and deceived the people that refining was actually taking place there.
Well, I cannot substantiate such that statement because before the last administration winded up, that is the administration of President Muhammad Buhari, We know that the rehabilitation of this refinery, the contract for the rehabilitation of this refinery was awarded to the tune of $1.5 billion. And so if somebody now come out to say that KELECHI, because he wanted to leave, he want to show off so that it will be in his name, what happens to the money that was voted or that was approved for that rehabilitation? So it calls a whole lot of explanations, which I don't think this discussion is not competent enough to delve into a whole lot of that. So for us as marketers, what you know that is that the Port Harcourt refinery is on, and we pray it is sustained. That is our take.
Okay, so what does the NNPCL mean by 70% operational? Is it that some things are not functioning at the refinery?
Well, when they say 70% capacity, it means it's yet to produce at its optimal, that is 100% capacity. For instance, if it was producing at, for say, 1,000 liters per day, for instance, which is the 100% capacity, then 70% should be about 700.
Okay, I may have to interrupt you. We have a call here. Let's hear from this caller. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Good afternoon. Can you hear us? Hello. Hello, can you hear us? Oh, we lost that call. You may continue, please.
So 70% in that case should be around 700 liters. Now, it could be that certain factors may be responsible for that. One, it could be that the raw material, which is the crude oil, may not be available enough to produce all at that capacity. It could also be that they have prioritized some of the products that they intend to get at the moment. For instance, we know that PMS is the prime product, that's the petrol, is the prime. Almost everybody wants uses petrol, either in the generator or in the car. So they might prioritize the production of PMS, thereby sidelining the production of other products. So in that state, they cannot be able to give us the 100% capacity we are looking at. So they produce based on what they have available. So this could also mean that in trying to get to prioritize a particular product, some sections of the plant could be, disengaged at the moment. So that all this put together will make it not to be able to give us the 100% we are looking at, and we're able to get it up to 70% so that we can still have something to run along with.
Let me add this, it's just like one buying a brand new car, using it for a period of time, and parking the same car in your car lot or garage. You traveled for a very long time, say a period of 20 years, for instance, and you came back. That same car, perhaps, at first purchase, you could drive or run that car to a speed rate or level of 200 kilometers per hour, for instance. Could you still drive that car at that level back for over 20 years? You cannot. You may just be headed for a crash because you may not trust the abilities of the car that it had come with earlier. So you will have to take time, be pushing it gradually until you reach that height. Yes.
So I was going to ask you, OKEREKE-SECRETARY, has the coming on stream of Port Harcourt Refinery in any way helped IPMAN, especially here your branch?
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Some of the benefits. Prior to this time, as IPMAN, we are entitled to a truck.
Per day?
Not per day. For a truck for an outlet in every 10 days.
Okay.
Yes. One truck for an outlet for every 10 days. If you apply and you are awarded one today for a particular outlet,
you get another one after 10 days.
After 10 days.
Okay.
You can't get a second truck within below 10 days. But right now, you can apply today, tomorrow, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
You can still apply for more than one truck and be awarded.
Oh, really?
Yes, at the same time.
Okay, that's why we have surplus of supplies.
Yes, sir.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Do you subscribe to that view?
Yes. At the moment, you can apply for 5 trucks at
one go.
Yes.
And you get it?
And you get them.
Or at most you can get 4 or 3?
No,
as
no,
much
as
provided you have the capacity.
With the coming of stream of the Port refinery?
Yes, that is what is happening now.
So they are loading every day, that's what he's telling us.
Loading is taking place.
So why the mixed reactions? Why the conflicting truths? You know, the truth is conflicting here.
Some people will want to make statements that are not substantial enough, without facts. They will just...
All right, let's get back to real business now.
And again, like you said earlier, price reduction also. Product availability, price reduction, loading on time. There are so many things that are opened up to IPMAN. Yes.
All right, we have a caller here. Good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to our program. Your name and where you're calling from, please. Okay.
But my outlet, my organization actually applied for what you're saying and did not attend to what up today.
Could you raise your voice, please? Could you raise your voice? Go on.
What's the name of this organization?
What's the name of the organization? Oh, he has dropped. Oh, he has dropped. He said his outlet applied, and since that application, he has not received anyone. But you are saying that he can apply for 5 trucks, and you will get all of them. So the caller here is saying that what you're saying is not correct.
If we get this information, we'll push it.
See, I don't know because we couldn't hear him very well. We could not wait to explain very well. Now, 2 things can be responsible for that. It could be that he has just renewed his operational license from NMDPRA.
Oh, that was so accounts for that.
And he has not been unable to upload it to the NMPCA portal. So if you are not, if you don't have, if they've not confirmed that you have a valid NMDPRA license, you will not be allocated any product. Okay. So it could be that he has made that renewal, and he has applied, and it's yet to be approved. And so if that is challenged, he can reach out to us.
Okay, he's listening, yes. And I believe that he can call us back. So let's get to meet him, and then you find solutions to this problem. OKEREKE-SECRETARY, there are plans by the federal government and NMPCL to privatize all refineries owned by the federal government. The Warri, Kaduna, and of course our own refinery, IKPAKI refinery. Is that the best option? Does it not negate the very principles of the PIA Act 2021?
Privatization of the refineries. Ex-President Olusegun Obasanjo privatized this refinery before he left.
But it's public owned.
The Port Harcourt refinery. He privatized it before he left.
The license was revoked?
It was revoked by Yaradua. Okay. Yes, so if it were in the best interest of the country, he may not have revoked it.
So what do you think are the inherent benefits of privatizing the government-owned refineries?
Well, one of the benefits is that all these
but they're already ailing.
All these stories.
And it's only this Port Harcourt one that is coming back on stream.
Yes, all these stories of...
The last has not been heard about Kaduna refinery, Warri refinery, and all of that. You're planning to privatize.
Yes, if it is privatized, for me, all these stories about the refinery has started and people are saying it's not working will no longer be there. Because the private company will ensure that he runs the refinery to make his money, to make his profits as a businessman. And I believe that the country will be better for it because for over 8 years or thereabout, this refinery was just lying dormant. Whereas if it were to be put in use, the country and the people would have benefited more. Secondly, it will also enhance product availability, thereby crashing the price further, because the refinery will source its crude locally. It will also refine here, and so the incidences of the cost of importation and all the rest of them will no longer be there, and so we'll have a cheaper fuel and cheaper and cleaner fuel because it was refined right here. Take Indorama for instance. Before Indorama came in, the LMA Petrochemical Company almost died. But today, since Indorama came in, that plant has not shut down for a day. So I believe the same thing will happen when this refinery.
Indorama also helped in the blending process. Providing naphtha and other hydrocarbon elements and all of that.
So we are businessmen. All what we want is a thriving business environment and the availability of the goods so that we can serve our people and also run our businesses. So it will be better for us if the refineries are privatized than what is going on today.
All right, we'll be talking to OKEREKE-SECRETARY. OKEREKE-SECRETARY is the chairman of IPMAN here in River State, as well as Comrade KELECHI, OKEREKE-SECRETARY IPMAN. We'll be talking about the newly rehabilitated Port Harcourt refinery and of course the reactions that have followed it. But today they have come to clear the air as it affects them. But as a way of rounding off, gentlemen, is IPMAN happier than what it was before?
As long as the society is happy, we are also happy. Why we should be happy today is those long queues, those hassles, all of those stress from getting the product into our very.
But it should affect significant reduction of price. That's what the public's interested about.
Like I said, it is taking place. Now look at it. When the commissioning, immediately after the commissioning, Dangote reduced price. Yes. And shortly after Dangote reduced price, NNPC reduced price. So you see, to them it may be an unhealthy competition, but to us it's healthy because we are benefiting from it.
So the loading price is 120.
Yes.
120. 1,020 naira. So how much do the outlets sell?
It depends. Because transport and logistics and point A to point B. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay, that has been our program for today. Comrade TEKENA IKPAKI, Chairman, IPMAN River State. I want to thank you so much for coming to our studio.
Thank you for having me.
And Comrade KELECHI OKEREKE, Secretary, IPMAN River State. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you once again for having me.
All right, that's our program. I'll see you again tomorrow. My name is Solomon Nasumbre. Join us on GoTV channel 142 to enjoy every bit of our program. For now, we're off to terrestrial, and our technical partners are working around the clock to restore back the terrestrial channel. So we are strong and good on GoTV channel 142, our cable channel. For now, it's bye-bye.
Monkeypox or Mpox is an infectious disease caused by the monkeypox virus. It can cause a painful rash, enlarged lymph nodes, fever, headache, muscle ache, back pain, and low energy.
Mpox spread from an infected person to an uninfected person through skin-to-skin contact, kissing, sex, and contact with body fluids, including saliva.
Monkeypox can also be transmitted by sharing sharp objects and also from a mother to a child during pregnancies and childbirth. It can also be transmitted by sharing clothes with an infected person.
Monkeypox can also be transmitted from an infected animal to humans. Contracting monkeypox during pregnancy can be dangerous to the fetus or unborn infant and can lead to pregnancy loss, stillbirth, death of the newborn, and complications. complications for the mother.
Now, common symptoms of mpox are rashes, fever, sore throat, headache, muscle ache, back pain, low energy, and swollen limb.
Children, people with low immune system, men having sex with men, and those with multiple sex partners, including close family friends that are infected.
Remember, monkeypox has no cure, but is preventable. So if you or any member of your household observes any of the symptoms mentioned above, please go to the nearest hospital.
This message is from the River State Ministry of Health.